What an outstanding debut for Shota Imanaga. Cubs are back to 500.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Thank you for being part of the show and making Locked On Cubs your first listen today. And the best way you can help us grow the show is to listen every day, like the video, and comment anything below. Shota Imanaga was dominant as the Cubs posted a 5-0 win over the Rockies in the home opener on Monday at Wrigley Field. And Sam, it was nice to see the Cubs back in the home pinstripes, back at Wrigley, and a new player helped them sing the song at the end today.
What?
Well, go Cubs, go.
Who helped them sing it?
Imanaga, the new player.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like he literally
A new player.
Yeah. I thought
thanks for ruining my intro.
I didn't get a chance to watch a ton of it, but I was all over the game cast. I mean, Imanaga was really good. He did exactly what he had to do.
Oh, he was so good.
You know, a lot of the thing is, it was totally as advertised. A lot of whiffs, tons of whiffs,
20
and a lot of fly balls that probably maybe caused some problems on a different weather day. But he pitched to the conditions, and, you know, applause for Counsell because he knew that, wanted to ease him in. I mean, if he pitched every game under these conditions, he'd be a Cy Young finalist because all the balls that he gives up in play, Matthew, are in the air. And today, the ball went nowhere, and I know that because I was game casting. I saw Seiya have multiple 105, 108 balls that They went like 315 feet. Bellinger had a ball that I heard he thought he struck well that went nowhere. So it was a really good job with the weather and using that. But I think the big story is his stuff plays at this level. He gets swings and misses. The strikeouts are there. And from what I saw a little bit on Twitter, he's very animated out on the mound, which I enjoy. And that's usually when Japanese pitchers come over, they're very calm. They don't like to argue with the umps. I saw him have multiple stare-ins at the umpire I saw on Twitter. You know, so I like that. The zone today was historically bad. Because when you're game casting, you could see it, Matt. You see it better than anybody. I know. No, I will be posting the umpire scorecard first thing in the morning. It was awful.
Okay.
It was awful. And then the key play of the game was that hit by Morel and Nolan Jones, just to let it run by him for a 3-run inside the park Little League home run. And it was really good. The one thing before I send it over to you that I want to say, though, is, you know, we're 4 games in. Don't look at numbers outside of Morel, who's been fantastic. Okay. Suzuki's locked in. He's hitting the ball really well. And Michael Busch is having really good at-bats.
I would say he's locked in too.
Yeah, it's not showing up. He's not getting the results. And sometimes you get a little nervous, especially with a young player, when he is doing the right things and not getting the right results, because it's hard. You know, one of those cliches in baseball is like, you know, oh, just keep doing it. Stay right there. It's like, well, it's really hard to stay right there. So when I'm there, I like to get results, but
getting called. Yeah.
He's off to a really nice start as well. So I'd like to see that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I did like Busch's at bats. He did end up getting a hit today. There was 4 guys who reached base twice: Happ, Suzuki, Morel, and Swanson. Morel with the only player with the multi-hit game. Imanaga was filthy today. You know, his splitter, especially, Sam, was outstanding. You know, he had allowed no hits for a long time.
Yep.
You know, I do think it's important this early to be able to appreciate, recognize, analyze, and really celebrate and get excited for that his stuff does play, as you said. And the elevated fastball was strong too. You know, that splitter and fastball, both of those pitches are basically from the same arm slot, but they just finish in a different part of the zone. It's crazy. Sure. 92 pitches on this cold and windy day, 6 scoreless, 2 hits, no walks On this kind of day, no walks and 9 strikeouts. 65 of the 92 pitches were strikes. That's crazy.
No
and
walks.
20 of the strikes were of the swing and miss variety. This is a much welcome sign, especially in the event of the Steele injury. It just is. You have a pitcher this dominant this early after the adversary that's already struck. It is exciting. It is. My dad's calling me right now.
Yeah, well, he's probably excited.
Should we take it?
It's up to you.
No, it's too early in the show.
Yeah, it's too early.
Maybe we'll call him back at the end.
Yeah, maybe not either. Either way,
correct.
He's probably calling you because he's getting ready for the Iowa game.
That's true. He's excited.
Yeah, and I think you make a great point too. We've had to use a lot of bullpen already. That was really nice.
Counsell mentioned that after the game.
6, and then you get to go low leverage Almonte, and he looks like a low leverage reliever so far early
he
in
does.
this campaign.
He had troubles today as well.
Oh, man.
Smiley looked nice.
Well, Smiley out of the bullpen is a productive piece to this team. When he's starting.
It made me happy to see.
Yeah, when he's starting, I'd rather, make a trip for a teeth cleaning or something, which I'm long overdue, by the way.
I'm going next month. Go ahead.
But yeah, I agree with everything you said. I mean, I don't, this is kind of an easy game to talk about. There really isn't much to talk about outside of Imanaga and the home opener. I mean, Morel looks just stellar at the plate. Do you want to mention his defensive
we need to mention his defensive game.
I'm going to let you
mention
do
everything.
I'm going to let you do it because when I do it, I get attacked.
Morel, there was a line drive by Bryant to lead off the second. It was about 100 mph, nothing to sneeze at. But it hit his mitt. It hit the brother's mitt. You got to catch the ball. Catch the ball. And this is the pitcher in which he will see the most starts against Morel at third.
Yeah, because there was no balls in the infield today at all for anybody.
Yeah, that was the only one.
Yeah, and that wasn't even on the ground. So
and it wasn't air, by the way. In real time, it was a hit. They changed that play to an air, folks.
Well, it's 3 games starting at third. He's now at 4 missed plays.
And he's by far an everyday bat.
Well,
by
it's
far.
not even,
we've acknowledged that.
It's not debatable.
He should hit cleanup every game, but where he's penciled in does matter. It does.
And when people say, hey, you have to have his bat in the lineup, that's not what the argument is. The argument is it's Mike Tauchman's bat versus Nick Madrigal's glove. Who do you want in? That's the debate.
And then Counsell did what we've speculated today. Madrigal was in there for the last 9 outs.
Because if Morel plays third, that opens up Tauchman's bat to DH, or today he was an outfielder because they gave Seiya a half day.
Right.
But if Madrigal plays third, then there's no room for Tauchman. So that's the debate. Madrigal's glove versus Tauchman's bat. Right now, and I am the biggest Mike Tauchman fan, maybe, in mainstream media for the Cubs. And if it's not,
I think so.
And if it's not me, it's you. But it's not worth throwing him out there. And it's like the whole thing about the development. It's like, hey, you got to be patient. You got to let him develop. Yeah. It's going to be Matt Shaw's job anyway.
Right.
So it's really not that big of a deal. So every now and then it's fine, but I knew it was going to be bad there. It's already been worse than I thought. But offensively, he looks incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's crushing the ball. Him and Seiya are just eviscerating the ball, and then Hap's getting some kind of Punch and Judy type of hits.
Right, but he's accepting his walks already as well.
It looked like Horner had a couple of more normal at bats today. I saw
more normal. He did have a hit,
a hard grounder, so he'll work his way into it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I missed from the game? I literally watched it electronically.
I don't think so, because the Morel play, they get 3 of their 5 runs on one swing of the bat.
That's one of the worst plays I've ever seen.
The left fielder, Nolan Jones, whiffed on a do-or-die ground ball. It was a ground ball. Line drive that turned into a ground ball in the outfield. And Morel just kept running. And good job locating the ball, not once but twice. He just kept going.
Well,
and then Bellinger had a 2-run single, bottom 7. That was a line drive.
And do you know what's funny about that play? Because I saw that on Twitter.
He whiffed it.
Harris was holding him.
Hap did hold.
Because Nolan Jones has like the best arm in baseball. So
Yeah,
there
Rockies
was
got a good outfield.
There was no reason for him to charge it that aggressively. I mean, his arm. I mean, he has a cannon. I went to a game in September, and I was just watching him throw. I mean, he has a cannon.
Yes.
So it was a really low IQ play by him. And by the way, it would have been bases loaded, 1 out for Dansby. That's not a guaranteed run right there.
No, so it's not with how many ground balls Dansby hits these days. The
So
Rockies have a nice outfield.
Yeah.
Jones, Doyle, and Blackman. Doyle's won the Gold Glove last year.
How did KB look? I saw you got an ovation.
Not good. So good to see him. You know, good to give him an ovation.
He should get an ovation every game. He should.
He was the best player on the Cubs' best team ever.
Yeah, he should. He should get an ovation. He should get an ovation if he walks into the stadium and he's 76 years old with a cane.
What? And I hope that happens, by the way. I think
he should get an ovation. I have no problem with that.
Coming up
Not
next,
Contreras. Not Contreras. That's different.
Oh, we're bringing this up again.
Well, I'm just saying, not every member of that team deserves a standing ovation every time. Bryant does. Rizzo does.
I'm looking forward to when Rizzo is back in September with the Yanks.
Yeah.
So, I think it'll be good.
anyways.
Yeah, no, not Contreras.
No.
Okay,
definitely
not even a bobblehead or anything for him.
Nothing.
Okay. All right, coming up next, we are going to go over the rest of the series because during this game today, the weather went from spring to winter. And whether the Cubs actually play another game of this series is actually quite up in the air. And we're going to tell you about that next. Today's episode is brought to you by Amazon Fire TV, which is your destination for sports, from live games to highlights to in-depth analysis. Fire TV offers amazing viewing experiences with smart TVs, as well as the Fire TV stick that you can plug into your existing TV that provides access to millions of movies and TV shows, as well as free and live TV. Whether it's the opening of the baseball season, like it is this week, or March Madness, Final Four this Saturday, Purdue, NC State, and Alabama, UConn, you're going to want to have a Fire TV. Plus, they recently created Fire TV channels, which includes all of us here at Locked On. Dive into the world of sports and news, entertainment, gaming, travel, and cooking videos as well. Check out Fire TV channels on Fire TV and Alexa devices. If you haven't checked out Fire TV channels, you should. Trust us on this. To learn more, visit Amazon.com/LockedOn Fire TV. Rest of the series lines up 6:40 Central PM. Those are night games, Tuesday and Wednesday. Javier Assad will toe the slab on Tuesday against Kyle Freeland. My good friend Kaz's former teammate at Evansville, Kyle Freeland. And then the great and elusive TBD against, I believe that's Paul Quantrill for the Rockies on
That's going to be
Wednesday.
Cal. That's going to be Cal Quantrill.
And that's going to be Cal. Weather for the rest of the series is grim. Tuesday is a high of 47 with 85% chance of rain. Wednesday, a high of 39 with a 50% chance of snow. These clubs do have a common off day on Thursday. I will not be surprised if the next time they play is Thursday and just a single game variety. But Sam, they're going to have to control what they could control. And what are you looking for in Javier Assad's 2024 debut?
I'm looking, first of all, I appreciate everyone sending me Illinois condolences in the chat. I'm looking for Assad to do exactly what Imanaga did today outside of the whiffs, just, throw the ball over the plate and see how far they could hit it. Because
at some point you could simplify it like
the
that.
The ball's not going to go anywhere. In terms of the weather, I think they probably sneak it in tomorrow night.
Wow.
Bang it on Wednesday, and then Thursday they play.
Yeah, Wednesday, as I said on Monday's episode, I'm not counting on that at all. So, yeah, I would like them to be aggressive Tuesday if they can and sneak that in.
Sneak it in Tuesday, cancel it Wednesday, see if you can do a makeup Thursday.
Right, see if you can play at noon or 1:20 on Thursday.
Yeah, I think that's probably the path.
And speaking of path, how about 4-2 after the series?
Yeah, I mean,
would like to see that.
I don't like to count sweeps this early in the year, although the Pirates are, they're 29-0.
Are they winning again?
They're winning again as we speak. But yeah, it'd be really nice. And then the Dodgers come in here.
The deferred Dodgers, as you call
and
them.
it's gonna be a nicer weekend, I think. I think it'll be
starting Saturday, it's gonna get warm.
It'll be a playable weekend. And I think it's gonna be like Hendricks and Imanaga pitching against them. So hopefully they could take advantage of the conditions and get a bunch of fly balls to the track against those monsters and cheaters from the Dodgers. And by the way, it is our responsibility when they do come to town to say that there is a major investigation going on around one of their players, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, maybe we do that for Friday or something.
Yeah. His name's Shohei Ohtani. If you ever heard of him on this show, we covered him like once or twice in the offseason. So.
Yeah, he came up a couple times.
But yeah, I'd love to sweep this team. Kyle Freeland, don't know a ton about him. I know the old Kyle Freeland when he was really good. I haven't really watched much of him since. And Cal Quantrill is just a pitch to contact guy, nothing overwhelming whatsoever. So, you're not going to be, they should be chomping at the bit at the bat rack to take ABs against these folks.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see Assad all bundled up and hopefully pitch effectively. I think 5 innings is fine because everybody should, besides Smiley, be available.
Maybe go 6
on Tuesday. 6 would be great.
Just throw strikes, man.
Absolutely, yeah. 6 would be phenomenal.
Can I say one thing?
Pirates really have no one that scares me. Ryan McMahon, that's about it.
Yeah, they're playing the Rockies. Can I say
they're the Rockies?
Can I say one thing? And I know you're going to say it's a talk show. Yeah. Do you think that players think that there's any hesitancy for a free agent bat?
Hesitation, right?
Yeah, for a free agent bat to come here with these conditions the first month of the season. I know people say you make up for it in July, but you don't. Why wouldn't you just the ball today? Barry Bonds would have had to hit a ball 480 feet to get it out today.
Yeah, Counsell said, he put it like this. He said it's like a rule in these conditions. You can't hit a home run.
Yeah, it's insane.
There's no home runs.
I mean, it's a pitcher's dream.
Maybe there's a couple sentences that are spoken at a meeting for a free agent like that. But at the end of the day, it is 30 games, not even. But yeah, sure. I think it's plausible, but you would hope that everything else overshadowed, this first 4 or 5 weeks.
I just can't imagine. I saw.
It is going to snow Wednesday during the game if they play.
I saw this clip of Bellinger on Twitter today where he got into a ball and gave it kind of a hopeful look, and
it was like a can of corn.
The can of corn it didn't even get, and he literally just looked at the sky. He's like, "What am I doing?"
You have to hit the ball on the line this week.
You have to hit the ball on the line, or you have to be like Wisdom. Wisdom is
he would put it in the basket.
Wisdom's windproof. It's a tongue twister.
Wow. Yeah. He's getting ABs in Arizona right now with David Peralta.
Great.
All right. Well, Cubs Rockies 6:40 Tuesday, Wednesday. Folks, if they play those games, we'll be live 10 minutes after the final out.
And if they don't play, we still are going to do a show.
We're still going to do a show on what? Maybe the Iowa Cubs, dude.
Maybe the Iowa Cubs or something, yeah.
Oh, and Casey is 7 for 12, I do believe. So we can get into their small sample sizes so far. All right, coming up next, Cubs Hall of Famer and Baseball Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg returned to Wrigley Field. It was great to see him. Let's talk about Rhino next. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The sports calendar is loaded right now, and FanDuel is making it even more exciting to get in on the action. We have the first week of baseball. We have the Final Four, men's and women's, and we have the Masters next weekend. So much going on right now in sports. And right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $200 you can use to bet the tournament, MLB, NBA, NHL, and so much more. The Cubs are favorites all week at Wrigley against the Rockies. And 2 Final Four matchups, Sam. You have Purdue and UConn, I'm guessing, over NC State and Bama, respectively, right?
Chalky.
Fantastic. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn and make your first big bet a big win. FanDuel, the official partner of the Locked On Podcast Network. We're back for a final segment here on Locked On Cubs. Diagnosed with prostate cancer in January, Ryne Sandberg was at Wrigley Field on Monday for the Cubs home opener and threw out the ceremonial first pitch before the game. Adbert Alzolay was Rhino's catcher, and nearby were Lee Smith, Andre Dawson, Billy Williams, and Fergie Jenkins. A really cool scene on the north side today. Sandberg told marquee reporter Chris Emma, quote, "Things have gone well, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel," close quote. Sandberg also added that he appreciates all the support and that he really likes this 2024 Cubs team. It was inspiring to see Rhino out there today. He is progressing with his health, and hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we talked about it the day he got the diagnosis. So good to see him back out, feeling pretty good and battling and doing his thing. I know a couple people talked about it. I got to read up on how he's doing, but it sounds positive.
Yeah. Yep.
So everybody's wishing the best, and I thought it was cool that they had all, obviously he's one of them, and then they had all the legends there. I mean, Fergie Jenkins, man, that guy does not age.
He looks the same every time.
He looks the same,
and so does Billy Williams, though.
I'd like to see like his skincare routine.
A lot of.
Maybe we could have him on the show and we could just talk about that. I mean, he looks like he's ready to throw an inning or two, better than Almonte, for heaven's sake.
He can use him out of the.
Almonte didn't even know where the ball was going today. Why? Because it was cold.
Yeah, a little bit of rain. Yeah, at one point, Hottovy came out during that bat.
Looks like it's pouring out my window.
No, it's bad now. It's bad. So, all right. Well, yeah, maybe Fergie could pitch the 7th after Assad on Tuesday night, and
hopefully they play tomorrow night. I got nothing really going on. I'd like to watch it.
Okay, yeah, you're boosting my optimism on that.
Well, I hit about 750 when it comes to rainouts. And so I'm not there. I'll have an official. You know me. I'm going to leave you an audio tomorrow of officially what I think.
I hope so. What time would that be? About 2, 3?
No, way earlier than that.
Oh, way earlier.
Yeah.
Hours.
You might have an audio message for you by 10 a.m. man.
All right. Thank you so much for checking out this
early
edition.
Workout in today, everyone. An early one. Really proud of myself.
Man, thank you so much for checking out this edition of Locked On Cubs. More wholesome Cubs talk. We don't swear on this show. We don't have a press pass.
And you're going to be watching the Masters, apparently. I'm interested in seeing that.
I don't think so. Sam and I, 20 to 30 minutes. We'll give you all things Cubs with a laugh or two along the way. Be sure to hit subscribe. I might watch a little bit of golf on YouTube. Smash the like button for the algorithm. Who am I kidding? I'm not going to watch it.
And I'm a Rockies fan.
And leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcasts. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy, and this is Locked On Cubs.
There is momentum happening here.